From Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to former Georgia Congressman John Lewis and even writer James Baldwin, there's just no denying the hard work civil rights leaders have put in to help pave the way for social justice movements. Here's how these leaders have inspired in their fight for equality for all. One of the most well-known civil rights leaders is none other than Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Reverend King played a huge part in the civil rights movement. He pushed for nonviolent protests, and that can be seen through many peaceful protests with the Black Lives Matter movement. In what has become a global effort, many people have come together to protest the way some police officers treat black men and women during tense police encounters. Since the 1965 March on Selma, some lawmakers in the nation have known about Georgia Congressman John Lewis's fight for voting rights. Days after Bloody Sunday, where police beat some demonstrators who tried to cross the Selma Bridge in Alabama, President Lyndon Johnson introduced the Voting Rights Act into Congress.
It's wrong to deny any of your fellow Americans the right to vote in this country.
The act turned law made it possible for millions of minority voters to vote. Fast forward decades later in 2022, Democratic state lawmakers have introduced a piece of legislation called the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. Lawmakers introduced the bill after Lewis's death in 2020. Since then, Georgia's 2 U.S. senators have vowed to fight for the bill to become a law and still fight for equal voting rights for all. A fight for same-sex marriage started decades ago with openly gay writer James Baldwin.
Questions like these is like what we call the racial question. Nobody, no man and no woman, is precisely what they think they are. Love is where you find it.
According to NPR, a television interviewer once asked Baldwin to describe the challenges he faced starting his career as a black impoverished homosexual. Baldwin laughed and replied, "I thought I'd hit the jackpot." Baldwin's essays helped raise awareness of racial and sexual oppression. Baldwin's groundwork laid the foundation for the gay rights movement. It also led former President Bill Clinton to dub the month of June Lesbian Pride Month. Civil rights leaders, writers, and other prominent figures in our history have furthered the fight for equality and social justice movements. Those leaders have also inspired social justice leaders we see today, like Reverend Al Sharpton and well-known attorney Ben Crump, who both want to lead the charge in the fight for equality for all races. I'm LaDarrius Heath for Wire Media.